Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we return to our journey into Middle-earth. And this is yet another episode as we're without Mike. Thank God he's not here. We do have Josh back. He'll be back next week. He's currently moving house. You guys follow on Twitter will know that he's been house hunting and job hunting at the same time. It's a stressful time to him. So we're giving him some time off and instead having fun with our real friends, the ones who show up to our D&D games. Let's go around the cast and crew, figure out who we are, who we're playing today. And let's start with Mr. Grimjack21502. How's it going, Greg?
Oh, it's doing great, man. I'm super duper pumped to be back in Middle-earth. It's been like a year or two since I played an episode, but I'm back. I'm playing Rowley Rushlight, a man from Dale, and he looks like Brian Blessed. Golden's alive. Let's play.
Fantastic. Awesome. And of course, as per usual, you can find the character sheets here online. Yes, absolutely zero logic will be instilled in this game because both Mike and Josh are absent. So that much we're assured of. We're safe. And to bring some sanity to the group, we have Kira. How's it going, Kira?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Yeah. I'm looking forward to today's game.
It'll be lots of fun.
Fantastic. So talk to me about Mirel.
So Meryl was part of the Battle of Five Armies 5 years ago, that was?
Yes.
From where we are in the story. And she's from the southern Mirkwood. She traveled up towards Dale in search of allies, and she is now with the party, trying to fight the forces of evil.
Shadow.
The Shadow.
Yes, Shadow. Fantastic. You can probably go up a little bit in terms of volume, by the way, Kira. No worries. And we have Mr. Rolver, TV back of us. How's it going, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm doing great. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this all week.
Fantastic. You know, the other day, when I was out in Southampton, an episode of Rick and Morty came on. I was like, "Is Revolver here?" I was like, "Oh wait, no, it's just." Oh man, that was funny. But yeah, you're playing Mr. Bartleby's Zone for tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm playing an airborne dwarf by the name of Bartleby Stonefoot, part of the Stonefoot house. I'm just a treasure hunter looking to stake my own claim, make my name within the dwarven halls, and yeah, I'm pumped. I'm not the logic one of the group, definitely.
No, that's safe to say, but that's okay because our logic is all out the window today. So yeah, we should remind ourselves of what happened last time. If only, Will, there was some kind of recap system. Wait a minute, I say. Yes, there is. And as I hastily go over to remind myself of what happened last time in episode 5, yeah, let's remind ourselves. So, it is the year 2946 of the Third Age. And basically, King Barda said to these guys, go out, figure out what's going on in my borders, find this ancient elven village named Redvale. They did so, but along the way, they accidentally woke up a Barrow Wight, several Barrow Wights actually, and only managed to escape barely with their lives, returning to King Frandwyl, and who basically told them, you guys made this mess, y'all are gonna sort it out. Things are getting worse and worse in the Mirkwood at the moment. It seems like the shadow is growing ever more present there. And last week, when they were traveling through Mirkwood, they scouted a river barge traveling across a river, as river barges tend to. They were hailed by friends, and the rivermen of Lochmere basically invited them on to travel with them. Torridan was their leader, and he gave them safe passage. It was safe for a while until they were ambushed by orcs along the bank. They just managed to get out of the whole scenario of their lives. However, they lost many of their lives, the men of Lochmere. And when they returned to the safe haven of Lochwood, which was basically a series of barges and boats that formed a small city, they ultimately decided to head further west to meet with Bayon and continue with their mission, basically, which is to meet with Bayon and then to meet with Radagast, the wizard, in order to gain their favor and help with the problems that they are increasingly discovering are getting worse and worse. group of you today are going to be headed out on a boat with Torridan, little river barge, and he's going to take you, hopefully, to Bayon's lands. However, you know that they are somewhat difficult to traverse and are not the easiest people to get along with, the Beornings. So you're ready for a frosty reception, which is very much the case in all of this game. The more I read. So before we dive in to today's game, I'll remind you guys. And Winsy, if you ever do have questions, dude, tweet at me. And I'm always about on Twitter. Yes, if you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button and join us when we're here to see one more follower. 40 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next. Also, here is a tweet for you guys, 20 retweets. You can throw in a monster, you can throw in a magic item, or simply a scenario, and we'll have to roll with it and play with it. And of course, one new subscriber via Twitch Prime or just Twitch 7, and we'll have one of those as well. And don't forget, you can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. We very much encourage people to donate. That's the best way to support the channel at the moment, really, as all the other methods steal money from us, the bastards. So other than that, I do declare that we shall remind ourselves of what our characters even look like, because it's been a whole extra week than the usual week it's been, which means that our memories are completely blank and devoid of what we're doing here. So let's warm ourselves up by reminding ourselves of what we look like as you guys are traveling on a river barge with Torridan westwards through the Mirkwood towards Bayon's people. So the start of Rowley Rushlight. What does Rowley look like?
Rowley's an older man. He's 50, long hair, streaked with gray, gray-black beard. He is as round in the middle as he is broad of chest and shoulder. He has the build of a former fighter, but now he has the hands of a healer.
Fantastic. Miro, what do you look like?
So she's really tall, got the very traditional elven beauty, fair skin, long flowing blonde golden hair. She's got it in like little braids and stuff. And she's usually wearing her traveling cloak.
Fantastic. And Bartleby.
Bartley's pretty a gingerly dwarf in hair color and in personality. He's very stout, younger in his dwarven years, around like 60-ish years of age. That's young for a dwarf. He is not dressed as an adventurer at all, like a wanderer. He's very finely dressed with silks and has a fine adorned walking stick and a gold ring and everything, Got the monocle to be a gentleman's scholar. I wish. And underneath like his hat, he has pretty much a mop head, long ginger beard, braided. And yeah.
Fantastic. So you're sailing along on Torridan's riverboat, which has basically been fixed up and repaired since the last assault upon it. And you're traveling through kind of little tributaries and small rivers through the Mirkwood, and Torridan and his small crew managed to kind of direct their way, navigate their way through them with a sense of great ease. He's definitely an expert at doing this, and Torridan himself, to remind you guys, has got a dark beard and kind of thick set and generally quite affable and friendly towards you guys, if somewhat distrusting at first, but now he definitely seems to be on board of you guys. Quite literally now. So Torridan, he'll feed you guys. The crew are very helpful as well, although you do have to pull your weight while aboard the boat. So it's not as if you can just sit around and do nothing all day, every day, but there are definitely kind of like downtime periods where you can get up to whatever you want to. So let's learn, whilst you're on a relatively peaceful travel through this area of Mirkwood, what you guys would be up to. So start back with Bartleby this time. So Bartleby, you got some spare time, and I would like to say that the boy from last time is definitely aboard this ship.
I was about to ask if Mirkwood was on there.
Yes, Mirkwood is his name.
I would probably, if he is kind of like attached to the hip to me, I would probably regale tales of like my adventures, obviously lying because I'm very green to Middle Earth in general, and probably tell him like the lavish stories of like Erebor and like how well adorned it is, and ever since Smog was defeated, how rich the dwarves are, kind of deal.
Yeah. Okay. The young mercenary, known simply as Wood, definitely eats up all of this information. He'll try and tell you what he knows of the world, but he too hasn't seen that much of Middle Earth. He's mostly just been through, the streams around Mirkwood and kind of lived a very quite sheltered life. But
Yeah, and actually I would ask him because he's part of the river folk. Like, have you ever been to Bjorn and seen the Bjornlings before, lad?
I haven't been to see them, but I have seen one once. He was a big, gruff fellow, and, well, he made us all scarper off as soon as he saw us. We're not the greatest friends with his folk.
Oh, did your people do anything to Bjorn, or?
No, they're just very, territorial. Like a badger. Don't tell them that, though. They wouldn't like that. No, don't tell them that.
Of course, lad. I'll be sure to tell them if I'm in anything, too dangerous.
Yeah. You're very brave going towards them. I mean, they're super scary. They're like orcs, but worse.
I bet they smell worse than orcs do.
Yeah. He nervously laughs at most things that you say. But he's a good guy, you know. And you become firm friends with Merc over the course of the trip that you're taking here. All right, that is our first viewer decision. So what better time to bring it in? I want you guys to let me know what problem is upon Bayon's people right now. Are they suffering from a plague? Are they suffering from a war? What's going on with Bayon's people? What is the problem that Bayon's people face? ATM. And again, Shlom, if you're around, you can get that one. If not, I will. Morel, what are you up to? You see that Bartleby's been kind of hanging out with this young boy Merc and speaking to him about Middle-earth. What do you want to do?
I'm probably gonna ignore them and just let him do his thing. She's probably gonna spend her time between helping around on deck, maybe cooking some food, maybe making an elven delicacy if she can.
Yeah.
And also just kind of looking ahead, just reflecting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely cook up some nice elven treats for the party. And they, the group are very pleased to eat this food. Toradan says, I've never had anything like this. This is truly remarkable. Your people eat this all the time?
Yeah, they do. You should see the things that we have for special ceremonies, and quite grand.
Well, if I were ever... Well, if the Elven Kingdoms still stand when we return, then perhaps I should try more of this food if Franduil will ever let me into his hall.
Yeah, good luck with that one. But I'm glad that you like it.
Are you friends with Franduil and his people?
I would say for now we're on friendly terms, yes.
Do you expect that to change?
Perhaps. It depends on how our adventure goes, really.
I see.
He's a hard man to please.
Yes, so that much I am very familiar with. Forgive me if I overstep, but you do not seem to be like Franduil's people.
No, I spent most of my time in the southern Mirkwood. I didn't really spend much time up in the halls, really.
I see. So you traveled the woods like us?
Yes.
Where are the rest of your people?
For those who are still alive, I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know.
It's okay. The shadow is an enemy not to be reckoned with. But here we are.
I understand. I once had a daughter. Traveled the rivers together, but, well, those ambushes have becoming more and more common. I'm afraid I wasn't quite enough, and all I wish is that I could go back, change that, but I can't.
We just keep going. That's all we can do.
Yes. Yes, we keep going for them. Because I'm sure your people would have wanted you to.
Yes. I agree. Though, as hard as it is, I have allies, some friends that I can rely on to help now.
That is good, yes. And me too, if you would consider me friend.
Of course, you have been very kind to us. I would not think of you otherwise.
Thank you. It is good to have friends in times like these. Companionship and fellowship is, well, the only thing that keeps us going anymore.
It is true.
Well, I best see to the lads. So if you need anything, you know where to find me. It's not like I can go far.
Take care.
He gets up. Rowley, what are you up to?
Well, Rowley's going around throughout the boat, and anybody that might have any like lingering hurt, or if something were to happen in the course, someone tears their hand open on a rope, or anything that he can do to kind of ease just the general aches and pains, or if there's anything more serious that he can, put his craft to task. If he has any downtime, or if they're not necessarily needed, he will, of course, aid Miro or anybody else that, has something other than his speciality that he could maybe assist with. During his downtime, he is writing, and he is smoking his pipe, and he is working on 2 flower bracelets.
Nice. Good to know.
Yep, and at some point he will go over to Muriel and he will present her with another. He gave one of these to her before at the beginning of our adventure. He gives her another. It is a yellow king cup flower bracelet. My lady, and he puts it on her wrist. And he'll go over to Bartleby whenever he has a moment to interject between his mentor and mentee. And this king cup is woven in such a way that it can be tucked in a breast pocket, maybe smartly considering how Bartleby is dressed. And he goes, "Master Dwarf," and he presents it to him.
Flowers, thank you. And I'll take it reluctantly. I'll wear this right over my beard.
Sounds good.
I'll put it under the beard where it's can't be seen.
For the next 5 days, both of you have, if you roll a critical fail, you get to re-roll it. That is a lucky flower. So.
Hey.
Ooh.
Pretty cool.
Not so stupid now, is it, Dwarf?
So, the group of you are led by Toradan through the Larestla tributaries until, after what seems like an age and has definitely been the best part of a week, you emerge out from the Mirkwood, out of the dense, dark canopies, and find yourselves out into open lands. You see plains rolling before you and hills, and sunlight beaming down upon you, which feels very strange and very bright and tense indeed, because you guys have been in the almost ever-present gloom of the Mirkwood for so long now. So your eyes adjust to the light, and you see Toradan and his men kind of stop the boat as the tributary is coming to a fork, basically, and he needs to head to the north, and you guys need to head to the south. And he says, well, this is it, my friends. To the south lie Bayon's lands, and to the north lies my trade.
Is it a small town over there? To the north, that is.
Northwards, well, there lies to me several villages and towns along the way, which I'll be staying at. But, as mentioned before, I will be staying here for some time in case you need emergency relief. If you need to return for whatever reason, I'll be staying here with the lads for the best part of 7 days, and then we'll make our journey northwards. So, there is aid waiting for you. For a time.
Excellent. That should be plenty of time. I feel if something were to go wrong for us, we'd have it happen sooner rather than later.
I mean, the worst that can happen is that they have us for dinner. Literally, you know.
That is bad. As Raleigh is leaving too, he is, checking with the sailors that he has become friendly with, and he will also present Thoradan with one of the luck flowers as well.
Nice. He'll smile and take it with a thanks. Thank you, friend. This is a little
That guy
strange.
that gives out flowers, yes.
Little strange to my people. We're more in the line of having tattoos done or exchanging rocks. Thank you, though.
It's for luck, lad.
Of course. I will keep it by me and be wishing you luck in your travels. As I mentioned, if you head just southwards, you'll see Bayon's camp. But most likely they'll see you first. We're almost in his territory, so I'd be on your guard.
Yeah, and with that, I'll just do like a passive perception, just kind of look around the area, see if there's like any eyes watching us.
Yeah, I mean, from this point where you're at, it seems to be a very, clear set of plains, but there are hills where people could hide behind, or, there's even further to your west, there's the mountains, right? So, it's possible that groups could be spying on you, but you feel like you're fairly safe. It's just that you're going to be very much out in the open, which is a strange feeling because you guys have been so enclosed for such a great deal of time. You feel very kind of vulnerable at this point. And Toradan says, you'll find them just fine, and I'm sure that the word that the men of Lockmere sent ahead will help, and Frandwill's word as well. So just make sure you don't make any aggressive moves towards them, and, try not to hurt any animals. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And if you need to run away, then try and get back here as swiftly as possible.
I'll just kind of stare at him with a blank stare almost.
Right.
Yes. It will do.
Right. All I could see is the three of us running like Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark style down towards this boat. Go!
Start the boat! Start the boat!
Shock! Right.
So Toradan, he'll go to Bartleby and kind of do the arm shake thing, and Merc is there. I'll see you soon then, Mr. Stonefoot.
Aye, lad. I'll be sure to tell you more about my adventures with the Beyondlings. Give them your regards as well.
Yeah, thank you. Look after yourself.
And you know what? I'm just gonna like give him like the rest of my dwarven flask.
Like, here, lad, for some extra courage if you might need it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, and Torodan will go and shake Rowley's arm as well. Fair travels to you out there. Look after them.
May your river be calm and the banks be empty.
And he goes over to Morel, and he's unsure as to do like the arm thing. So he goes in for a kind of awkward hug. And he's
It's the patented ass out hug.
yeah. And he kind of grabs his shoulders and says, "You look after yourself out there." And there was one thing, and he goes into his kind of pocket. And he brings forth this little kind of charm, which you might recognize as being sort of like a kid's sort of charm, like a thing that you give to a child for good luck. It's a smooth little stone, basically. Like a pebble. And he says, you should have this. And he kind of like encloses it into your hand. It will be good luck. And, well, she would have wanted you to.
Thank you. I will be sure to take good care of it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stick it in the pocket in my cloak.
Mm-hmm. You can see him beginning to sort of like well up a little bit, and so he kind of, so I'll see you all shortly, or I won't.
I'll kind of give him like a really kind of stare.
Well, you best be off then. The light is burning.
Yes, take care, whether we see you again or not. We'll always regard you as a friend.
And are you? And he kind of waves you guys farewell as you head off the boat, unless there's anything else you'd like to do on the boat.
No, just grab my belongings and honey cakes and we're good.
We're gone. We're out of here. I like it.
As they get about, I don't know, 20, 25 feet off, Rowley's smoking his pipe as he walks by, and straight-faced, he looks over at Muriel and he says, "You know now, lass, that you're wedded to him." He just keeps walking by and smoking his.
Just what?
Rowley said that you're married to him.
I did not agree to such thing.
He just chuckles and you see a puff of smoke as he walks by.
Does Bartleby offer any insight?
I'll just kind of snicker.
Well, you might make good kids, I don't know. He's kind of handsome for a Irmin, I guess.
This rock? I'm gonna take out the rock and look at it.
It's like a pebble. Like a smooth pebble.
This is a very, very strange way of showing one's affection.
Well, I mean, you're his rock.
This better not be one of your cruel jokes.
Lass, would I joke about something as serious as marriage and matrimony? And he winks at Muriel.
She seems very confused by all of this.
I'm so confused.
Oh, so good.
Are we still, like, can they see us still?
If you want them to, you can go back if you wanted. They're still within, like, walk back range.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back.
No, I stop her.
She's gone.
As soon as she heals around, Rally would spin around. No, lass, it's a joke. It's just a rock, as far as I know.
As far as I know.
Plus, you don't want to break the lad's heart. I mean, he went out all out for you.
I mean,
That's a fine-looking rock.
it's a nice rock.
That's a fucking nice rock. I mean, not the kind of rock you wanted, but.
I mean, we didn't get rocks.
So this is a joke?
Yes. Poorly received, and I will think again before I throw out another.
How does Miro feel now? What'd she do?
She's just gonna very casually put the rock back in her pocket and just ignore them for a little while.
Look suspiciously at the rock.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, so yeah, the group of you continue onwards, traveling for some time. As yes, Miro seems crestfallen. As the recently engaged ? Morel and Rowley and Bartleby head their way through this.
Yeah, it's also sorry. It's
Go ahead.
important to note also. I have the Traveler of the Road perk, so I can tell like if the weather starts to get kind of sour, like if there's like a storm coming or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, that's worth noting because you do sense that rainfall is coming. You see that dark clouds are gathering on the horizon.
Oh, shit.
It looks like maybe not a full storm, but you're definitely going to get very wet.
Hmm.
I don't like getting wet. Hey, lads and lass, looks like a storm be coming this way. We might need to find some shelter soon.
How far away from the Mirkwood are we? Like, how far to our east is it?
Yeah, it would be like a couple of hours travel to the Mirkwood, yeah.
Okay. And we're just in plains, right?
You're in plains right now, walking across hills and plains. And you suspect that to actually get to Bjorn's camp would take you some, maybe a day or two.
Okay.
Oh, so we're wide in the open. I mean, there's
Yeah. You're out nice in the open right now, yeah.
awesome.
Are there
no,
any
hills or anything near us?
Yeah.
Maybe you could find like a den or something, or like a
sure.
cave.
Yeah, why don't you roll me a survival check?
All of us are.
Yeah, I think I'll be looking too.
Yeah, anyone who's
Not
looking.
too bad at that.
The grass, right here. Right here's fine.
Yeah, just this part. This open space of land. Yeah. So yeah, Rowley on a 20 spots a nearby hill which he thinks will be able to use to take shelter at the kind of top of it. There's a couple of trees, and they could be used to kind of shelter you from the worst of the rain and the storm that's coming your way. So it's not long before the heavens open. And the group of you find yourselves sodden and fairly miserable underneath the thin canopy of these trees, but at least you're away from the worst of the storm that seems to be rolling over you tonight. It's a fairly kind of miserable situation that you find yourselves in, really. It's late, you're cold, it's very wet, the winds begin to pick up and howl. What are you guys doing tonight? Is there anything that you'd want to get up to or to raise your spirits with, I suppose?
Are we even able to have a fire?
You could definitely try.
Okay. I think Muriel would like to try and start stoke fire.
Yeah. So we'll say that because Rowley's check was a 20, you managed to get up to the hill within enough time to get a fire going before the rains start to hit and kind of stoke it and keep it alive throughout the evening. So yeah, Morel will start a little fire with some of the dry branches whilst there are still dry branches, and get a campfire going if anyone wants to cook some food.
I have a full tarp, by the way, too. So
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
We can string that.
Just whacking out the full tarp. By the way, guys, I've got 60 foot of tarp.
Look at this.
All right, so you drape over the tarp, yeah.
Yeah, Bartleby would just be cold and miserable. Like, unless someone specifically orders him to do something, I'm just gonna kind of like huddle up and like,
Oh, God damn it. I hate getting wet in my beard. I just cut my beard and...
He's looking ragged. He's like a drowned rat right now, Bartleby. I imagine like
Pretty
it's
much,
taken him
yeah.
a while to get underneath the tarp out of like stubbornness. So he's pretty wet and sodden. The ground underneath him is muddy and soaked, and the group of you are feeling rather down in spirits by the time that you guys are quite a way through the night until eventually you try and find some sleep amongst all of the the gloom.
I think Muriel will probably, because I only need 4 hours of like trance-like sleep in my
Yes.
Elvish streams, so I'll probably be keeping watch while they actually sleep.
Okay, yeah. You can give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Ooh, nat
Yeah.
20.
What do you elven eyes see?
Queued up and delivered.
Wow. Okay, so Mirror, yes, your the elven eyes pierce the gloom keenly and look out through the darkness and the rain, which is somewhat obscuring. But luckily for you, you can see through it. And you spot, because you guys can see fucking miles. I'm pretty sure elves can just see fucking ridiculous yards. You spot that there are a group of travelers running in the night, and they seem to be coming up towards your hill, potentially drawn by the firelight. They don't appear to be on horseback, but you can see that there's a group of at least sort of 10 of them, and you're fairly sure they're humanoid, if not
Okay.
human.
Okay. I'm gonna go wake the others. You need to get up. We have some company on their way.
I'd be like snoring like,
What now, lass?
10 men, perhaps, on horseback, are headed this way.
Oh, sword in hell. All right.
and then I'll kind of like, if we have like a blanket or like some dirt, I'll try to like kick the dirt over the fire and then like
Yeah.
kind of hide the smoke with the
Yeah, put it
blanket.
out, you fools! Put it out! Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can like cover the fire with some dirt. The interesting
Yeah,
thing, Mirror, is that they're not carrying torches with them. They don't appear to be kind of guiding themselves through the night with light. They just seem to be kind of beelining towards you, with some speed as well.
Is it like a concerning thing?
Up to you, really, how concerned you are about this. I mean, men usually travel with torches, but if they knew the area really well, potentially they could be rangers that know the area. You're not too familiar with Bayonne's people to know if this is them.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
could,
of course.
again, this could be orcs, right? Or goblins, because they also would not necessarily travel with too much torchlight.
And they're not on horseback, right?
Not on horseback.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I suggest we leave what we can and hide somewhere safe so we can see what our unexpected visitors are.
Agreed.
You guys want to kind of
so-
hide?
Yeah, the trees and stuff. I'm just gonna
There's
hide it.
there's some cover in there that you could definitely hide in. Someone like Morel. You can run with stealth checks. Those of you who wish to hide. Also, Factor Institute donates £9 and gives critical successes to all of the players. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the support.
Son of a bitch. I'm rolling pretty bad right now.
Will, Rowley wants to see, as much as I can see, if we correct and start to hide, are they correcting their course to intercept us?
Okay, yeah, you're on top of the hill. They seem to be coming towards the hill. You'd probably have to get off it to be able to track that.
Okay.
Nice.
I do
Ooh.
get advantage as well when I'm hiding in the forest.
Okay, so a 14, a 16, and a 9. Nice.
It's not Bartleby's day today.
Not Bartleby's day, no. Bartleby's just like sodden, wet through, and he's hiding behind a small bush. He can't be bothered to get up into the tree probably at this point, or just can't.
If I can recognize that I'm just like not hiding,
Yeah.
I'll just kind of
You have the self-awareness, I think. Yeah.
yeah. I'll just tell the others like,
You hide there. I'll be bait.
and I'll just kind of I'll go back to like the campfire in range of like where they can see me, and just like pretend that I'm snuffing out the flame just like hurriedly and I don't notice them, kind of deal.
Okay. So Rowley and Morel are fairly confident that they're hidden, at least somewhat, in the trees, as the band of 10 or so men seem to be, or humanoids, I guess, seem to be approaching you with growing swiftness. And it's not long as you guys are hidden. Bartleby is kind of just standing by the campfire, putting it out as they arrive and encircle the camp. You see them in the darkness to not be human, but they do not also appear to be goblin or orc either. They certainly look somewhat like men, if more bestial. Their eyes glow in the dark. They have shaggy hair kind of growing out of their arms and across their chests. They're soaked through, but almost like a werewolf, I suppose, is how they look a little bit, but less transformed, more humanoid. And they kind of snarl and growl as they encircle a camp, a bit like a pack of dogs. Or like an organized group of bears. And Bartleby, they kind of spot you, and one of them comes forth. You see that he has a pretty wicked-looking hatchet on his hip, as all of them do also appear to be armed. But you see the strength in his arms, and his hands would easily be enough to throttle a man. And he steps out towards you.
Who are you? What's your business in these lands?
I'm gonna have like a blanket like covering like a short sword, so like I'm kind of sitting on my behind, and like my hand is like kind of hovering over my sword under the blanket, and I'll be like,
Oh, me? I'm just a aspiring prospector. You want some venison, eh?
Don't want your food.
And he kind of sniffs the food and kind of has an angry sort of bark at it and like kicks it away.
Bring this filth to us.
Wait. Hold up, don't touch the beer, lads. We sent messenger to the Bjorlings. Are you part of them?
Doesn't matter who I am or who sent us. What matters is what you're doing here. Now, answer the question before we tear you apart.
Well, you see, I am looking for Bjorn. See, the dwarves of Erebor have a spider problem, and I was hoping he could help. I sent a envoy, and I was hoping for a cordial visit, not being
Where are
served
the
as dinner.
others? We saw others, we smelt them. There's an elf. And another human. Where are they?
That must be the perfumes. See, I took a visit to the Elven Kingdom, and pretty little elves.
Roll me a deception check.
oh, I'm pretty bad at these.
You haven't.
Hey,
Oh.
16.
Nice, that's pretty good. He seems a little bit confused.
Must have run off. Go find him.
And two of them kind of basically take to all fours and begin to rush out into the darkness around the hill, presumably hunting for where they think Myrrell and Rowley must have gone.
Can we hear this exchange, or are we
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far
we'll say you can hear this.
Okay, well, I would step out at this point.
Okay. Yeah, he
Yeah, they left,
turns.
right?
He turns and points his hatchet towards you.
Stay where you are.
We mean you no harm. We come here invited.
Who invited you?
Well, as I've been conspicuously silent for the past 3 weeks, I believe it was the Elven King sent a raven to Bjorn.
That's a request, not an invitation. Bayonne sends out invitations.
God, did we get a name of the Hadwings? Josh's character?
Hardwin. Yeah.
Forgot. Hardwin. Yeah. Did we get a name for his connection? He.
Oh God.
If we did, I would mention him by name. But if not, then
His connection from where?
Because he has like.
Oh, you're right.
connection-
Yeah, he has a friend.
Yeah, his father. Yeah, his father has connections or something. So he didn't meet him personally, but he would know by his name maybe.
I would have put his name down here somewhere. Yeah. Well, we'll make one up if I can't remember where I put it. Nope. Maybe I didn't write it down. Good work, Will. I think it was like an off-the-cuff naming anyway at the very end of the episode, so it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, okay, so you mentioned the name of the guy, and he says,
Well, very well, you might know him. Or maybe you're spies of the enemy. Do you know how many orcs we've slaughtered around these parts? Do you know how many of them have had spies? They must be getting their information from somewhere. Who's to say it ain't you?
I'm gonna like jump down from the tree that I was in. Surely you don't suspect that the elven kind would be spies to orcs, now do you?
Think I trust an elf?
Rally steps forward and puts both of his hands up. I'd like to use that culture benefit I have to make sure that everything is trait-wise and specific for politeness. And Rally is going to say, "Do you speak for Bjorn?"
and he says,
Yeah, I'll make sure that those travellers what ain't meant to be here don't get no further.
That's not the same as speaking for him.
When it comes to matters of who passes by, I speak for Bayonne.
Well, you're in luck, lad. We're supposed to be here.
Prove it.
Take us to Bjorn.
So you can see the inside of our camp. See our numbers and forces now. I don't think so.
I'll kind of like interject and be like,
You seem like the tough sort of lads, do you? You like to hunt.
he turns on you.
We already know you're a liar.
Well, I mean, a liar and a deceiver. Well, you know, there could be different things. I was just alluding the truth.
Not round here. They're very much the same thing round here. Do you know what happens to liars? Get their heads cut off.
I'll kind of stay quiet.
Regardless, I wager a competition of sorts, eh? Do we can prove ourselves to see Bjorn?
Like what?
Well, I mean, you said you've hunted orcs in this area, right?
Yeah?
Well, we are quite the orc slayers ourselves. I propose a sporting competition, if you will.
I've got a better idea. How's about a challenge? See, if yous aren't enemies, if you aren't spies of the enemy, then you'll have no problem whatsoever hunting down a band of orcs and slaughtering them for us.
Sorry, that was what I was proposing, but, I mean, if you don't want to be in competition because you're afraid of losing, then,
I will be along for the ride. We'll watch. and see what you can do.
I'll kind of eye my companions, like, just to get a kind of reading from them, like if they're okay with this idea.
Rally will let you take the lead on this, but we are down 2 fighters right now. Just throwing that out there too.
Me and Meryl can handle it.
So yeah, he says,
Great, then it's settled. In that case, you got the rest of the night. When dawn comes, there are no orcs slaughtered, then we'll know for sure and we'll come knocking.
He was saying we have till dawn to kill the orcs.
the dorks, yeah.
Dorks.
The dorks, yeah.
Just find a dork and
Fucking
kill him.
dorks.
Find a D&D player, slaughter him. Yeah. Yeah, until dawn, and then they'll return. And if you don't have some slaughtered orcs to show them, then they will kill you. And if you do, then they'll think again.
Okay.
Have
And
they left at this point?
yeah, he kind of turns and leaves.
Good luck.
I'm gonna smack Bartleby on the backside of the head.
Now, what was that for? You tree hugger?
Do you really think we could kill a band of orcs on our own?
Well, he didn't give us much option now, did we? We'd be shorter by a head.
We do not have time. We need to find some orcs, preferably one, kill it, and present it to our hosts.
No, it seems that's the only option.
Okay, so if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna try to bump you guys up as much as I can. In addition to the yellow flowers, I give you each a potion of red water lily, which will add +2 to any damage that you deal.
Nice.
Also, I think I have one more thing. Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna give you guys Shadow Thorn, which will give you advantage versus saving throws versus poison.
Oh.
Nice.
Did the Bjornling mention like where the dorks are? Dorks. Oh my god.
Every time. The dwarves.
It's canon.
It's canon now. Talking about it. He didn't know. He said they're in the
Okay.
area.
In the area. Got it. All right. Well.
Well, all we have to do is listen out for heckling, don't we? And the smell of orcs is quite pungent.
Let's get these dorks.
I like it.
It's likely that they're in the hills somewhere.
Yeah.
And we do have the adventures of the night. I think we'll be just fine, lads and lass.
Yeah.
I admire your optimism, Master Dwarf.
Well, when you're this good looking, you got to be.
That does not inspire me with the confidence you think it should.
Not at all.
I'll kind of like bust out my beard comb and like kind of groom myself.
You're not helping matters.
All right. So the plan is to kind of head towards the kind of hills and hunt for a band of orcs around there.
Well,
Yeah. Or maybe if we can find like kind of like how the Bjornlings found us, maybe find some like campfire.
Like a campfire.
Yeah, like
Okay.
smoke or something.
can we search for tracks or anything?
Yeah, you guys can roll me survival checks.
I heard
There we go.
perception.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
I think Meryl's gonna like climb it in the trees and like look around for smokestacks.
Good idea. Okay. So 23 and 18 and 15. Yeah, it's not long before Mirel can basically spot a smokestack, which you're fairly sure probably isn't a Beorning camp because they don't seem to care too much about fire. So either these are travelers or a band of orcs, and they similarly have taken up another hill. maybe like a mile or two out from the areas you guys have been trudging around. And you can see that there's plenty of smoke rising, so probably plenty of orcs.
Okay. Look over there. It's likely an orc camp. There's gonna be lots of them, though.
Well, maybe they're out and, doing reconnaissance.
Perhaps we can lure one away from the camp.
Aye.
Will they be satisfied with one?
Well, let's see how many there are, and we'll go on from there.
Agreed.
Okay. So do you guys kind of want to sneak up on the camp?
Yes.
All right. Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone who's doing sneaking, and it doesn't have to be all of you, can roll me a stealth check. What's that?
I would suggest that Merle go up by herself, or Bartleby, you're sneaky too. I'm gonna stay back because I'm just gonna. I'm a big fat man that's gonna cause big trouble. So.
All right, I'll give you like my walking stick.
Hold this. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
You take one step away and you hear it drop to the ground. Gong.
All right,
make sure
stealth
to look up.
checks.
23.
23, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
22, damn. All right, nice. So the two of you sneak up on the orc encampment, and as you get closer, it's quite easy to kind of hug the hill and be unseen, because most likely if they've got like a campfire here, their kind of night vision is ruined anyway. And so you guys creep to the top of the hill, and you see a band of, you count in total 6 orcs, 2 of which are asleep, who are in the area of this kind of hilltop around a campfire. They have some tents laid out, and they are partaking in, they're like roasting like a goat on a spit at the moment. And do any of you guys, do orcs speak in their own language? I forget in this game. Either way, I think they fucking speak in common, don't they? They're all like reading English anyway. And you hear one of them saying,
Oh, I'm so damn hungry. Can't believe Nugraga didn't send us you with enough provisions.
and the other one,
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, but at least some lone Bjornings are going to be coming back with us. They know how to pick a winning side.
and they seem to be talking around a campfire.
For the two orcs that are asleep, how far away, are the ones that are awake to the ones that are asleep?
15 feet.
Okay.
It's dark, so it's possible.
Yeah, how close would you be to me, Meryl? Like, would we be kind of sneaking together or taking different angles?
I feel like we probably would have snuck up together, but then maybe
Okay.
we'll split off.
Yeah, I'll kind of nudge your shoulder and be like,
I got an idea, but we need to go back to the,
Rowley.
the day, Rowley, yes, him.
yes.
Rowling.
All right. I might have an idea as well. Let's head back.
Okay. And does it look like there's a war chief with them, or
It
just kind
doesn't
of
seem that they have
scrawny-ass-
too much of a leader.
Okay, cool.
So you return to Rowley.
So, flower man, you got any flowers that might be lethal to orcs?
No.
Well, that idea's out the window then. Are
That
there
was your idea.
any flowers that might be poisonous in the area?
I have something that could make them sleepy.
That may be what we need. There's 6 of them. 2 are currently asleep. Could perhaps sneak up on the 2 asleep. But the other
Well,
4...
A hungry orc is quite stupid in my experience, and I was hoping maybe to poison their food supply, and then maybe take them out that way.
And how do you propose to get the poison into their food?
Well, I mean, what do you got, provisions? Can probably just dump it off somewhere or create a scene or something.
We were warned not to kill any wildlife, but as much as I distaste doing this, we could capture a rabbit or a deer. We could
I got honey cakes. We can stuff it in those.
lace it on the outside of its fur. If they are as bestial as I believe them to be, if they tear it apart, they could be put to sleep.
I'll kind of look at my like sack of honey cakes with like a solemn look, like,
Oh, I didn't eat enough.
and I'll just kind of hand them over to Rowling.
Sad,
Yeah, I,
sad cakes.
I would rather not have to hurt any wildlife when we've been told not to.
We won't be
work
the ones
against
hurting
us.
it. We'll keep it. It'll be alive. Let's just send it into the camp and maybe draw a few of them off. The ones that get drawn off in chase of whatever we can find, if they get it, it'll put them to sleep. Perhaps it'll give us an advantage over the remaining numbers.
Fair point. All right. I don't know these areas very well, but perhaps finding rabbits can be somewhat similar.
Right. So you want to kind of hunt down some
Yeah.
some
Or-
rabbits, basically.
Well,
Well, how about we, I mean, one of us is sneaky enough, we can put the sack of honey cakes near a sleeping orc and then wake him up with a pebble or something.
Well, if we already have one sleeping, we would want to buy one that's not sleeping.
Yeah, but then it'll wake up. It's not knocked out.
Our numbers do not. There's no advantage.
well, like if we sleep 6 of them, like if all of them eat my honey cakes,
Eat my cake.
eat my cakes, they would be knocked out unconscious kind of thing. So like I was proposing we like lace the honey cakes, plant them near like a sleeping orc, and then wake up the sleeping orc, and then they'd eat them and get like knocked out. kind of deal.
Right.
It could work. Either way.
All right, which plan we're going with? We're going honey cake plan or rabbit plan?
What
Let's-
time of day is it, or what time of night is it? Like,
It's gone midnight at this point.
okay.
Let's try the dwarf's plan. Perhaps it'll work. And if not, then we'll find a rabbit.
Okay. So, also paying an Institute for today's £5. I'm about to roll a D2 on a D1. It's good on a D2. It's bad. Okay, it's good. All right. I like it. So, Bartleby, you have your honey cakes. What you doing with them?
I'm gonna regretfully hand them over to Rowling so that he could lace them with sleepy drugs.
Okay, so Rowley laces them with some tinctures that'll make them particularly sleepy, some heavy meds.
That's exactly what it is, man.
Yeah, and just give them some marijuana, basically. Just blaze it up.
It's more like Middle Earth opiates. right?
Yeah.
It's like opioid.
So yeah, you dope them up, and now you have these you have these dope cakes, these dope honey cakes.
Edibles, if you will.
Indeed.
I was gonna let you do that one.
What are you guys doing next? What's the next move?
I'll kind of offer myself like,
It's my idea, so I'll plant the honey cakes.
Okay.
And what's your plan if they spot you?
Well, you're good with the bow, aren't you?
can't fend off 6 orcs on my own.
Well, there's 3 for each of us.
I
All
can't
right.
help. I'm not sure how effective
I am the
be.
clumsiest man. Please.
Yeah. Well, you're around enough. You can serve as some good old meat for them or something.
For a second, Rally there's a dark look passes over his eyes, and he says, "If this does come to fighting, dwarf, count your orcs. You'll be surprised at the end to see the totals."
I'll kind of nod and like, okay. And yeah, do you want me to re-roll the sneak check?
Yes, please, if you haven't yet rolled
Oh
on.
God, please. I don't pray to the dice gods, but if you exist,
If you're out there.
yeah.
Do you believe, Chet? Do you believe in the dice gods? Tell me now. Do you testify?
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah, the dice gods are real.
Got a 13.
13 is quite good, isn't it? Quite fitting. So yes, so Bartleby sneak through. Luckily for you, these orcs are not perceptive whatsoever. They're asleep and it's very dark. You find yourself kind of like just snuck into the camp by a sleeping orc who's like,
And I'll kind of like slowly push the sack near him.
Double D's has been healed. See, testifies. Double D's has been healed by the power of the dice gods. I do declare. Fantastic. So you kind of just want to, like, as you put it so well, push the sack towards him as he sleeps of honey cakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Of honey cakes.
Goodbye, my sweet honey cakes.
Good night, sweet prince. So the orc doesn't immediately awaken unless you kind of want to wake him up.
I'll be at a safe distance first, and then find like a couple of pebbles and like throw them at his head to wake him up.
Okay. Yeah, so you do so, and you go, what's this? Who are you, look? What's this? And he takes a look at the sack. He kind of looks inside. Smells like healthy food. Oi, are there elves round here? And he kind of brings the sack to the others, like, don't think so. Nah. And he goes, you didn't cook this up, did you stinking wench? And the other says, no, I wouldn't make anything like that. We just got the old dead rats round here. Give us a taste. And so basically they kind of greedily go into the sack and retrieve the honey cakes and begin to kind of like stuff them into their faces. Ain't so bad for health food. Still gonna eat that goat later on. And so the group of them kind of feast on it. The guy who was already like asleep wakes up too and starts going into the pile to get some honey cakes as well. And it's not long before all of them are nice and doped up. How long does it take for the drugs to come into effect, Greg?
I mean, it should be immediate because these are all essentially immediate effect healing potions and tinctures that I have. So I don't know I was trying to figure out like a DC real quick for you, but I have no clue how to do that.
Fuck 'em.
That's
Let's push the story forwards. They fall asleep, within the hour or so, and they kind of like one by one slump down into the ground. Just go, I'll eat the goat in the morning, and find themselves. You find them on the floor basically, and you can walk into the camp, and they are gone. They're like severely knocked out. They look like they've had a way too much pipe weed.
Rookies.
And
Posers.
yeah, right. I guess if the coast is clear within the camp, I'll kind of like shout for my party, like,
Hey, they're asleep over here.
Okay, Meryl will come up.
Yeah. Rowley will come up and have his spear out.
Nice.
One of them.
Yeah.
One-
Wow.
Well, I guess we only need one, but we might as well dispose of them all, right?
Yes, they pose a threat.
Agreed.
All right.
And let's start slitting throats.
Yep, you go about the
Two for
wholesale
each.
slaughter of the filth that is in your in this encampment on your hill. Damn it! And they just kind of, and you do notice one thing, however, that you didn't notice before. Bartleby, there is what appears to be a scared dog. Which was in their camp, kind of within the one of the tents. It kind of comes out whimpering. It looks like it's been beaten. It looks like it's probably been, really like kicked and hit by these orcs, and they kind of thrown it around. It's a big kind of shaggy greyhound, and it kind of looks towards you as you've come out and killed these orcs.
Okay, I'll kind of like offer my hand out, like,
Oh, little mutt.
and I'll kind of, like pet it, kind of
Yeah.
ease it.
It seems a bit nervous at first, but when you give it care and maybe some food as well, making sure not to give it the doped up cakes.
Give it the goat.
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah. It immediately, quite warms to you guys, and is friendly towards you. It doesn't have like a name or anything like that. It's just a shaggy kind of greyhound. Let's follow it.
Well, we can't keep the damn thing. Can we?
Not unless you want to take care of it.
Dwarves aren't the best with animals.
Will, I'd like to take this time to search through their stuff. I'm assuming that everything that these guys scouted before was relayed to Rowley, but they made a mention of Bjornings that were going to return with them. And I want to see if there's any like missives or communiques or anything they might be carrying that identifies these people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of them who may have been some kind of leader or just happened to have the ability to read, does have a missive on him which has the stamp of a black hand on it, which you may recognize to be the Dark Emissaries, Nugraga. And it simply states the intent that the orcs should come to these lands and convert through force as many Bjornings to their cause as possible. Essentially, it seems what they're doing here is sort of strong-arming Beorn and saying, look, we have a fucking army. If you guys want to fight against us, you can. But if you're sensible, then you'll come fight with us rather than against us. And that's basically their intent, although you don't have any information on how successful they've been.
Okay, but it seems like a blanket statement. Doesn't seem like they came here specifically because there were people that were ready to flip the script or come or leave the ranks. This is like a bastardized pilgrimage. Is
Pretty
what you're
much,
saying.
yeah.
Okay.
It seems to be, but specifically they are targeting Beorn's lands, so it's possible that they think maybe they're more likely to. And having met them, they do seem a little bit more bestial than other peoples that you've met.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, do you share this with the group?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Rowley passes it around, and basically we must be cautious. If there are someone that are already working with the orcs, this will make our job twice as difficult.
It's quite disturbing that they converted some Bjornlings to begin with.
This is. But we've done what we need to do to prove ourselves.
Right. After like the dog is all kind of patched up, kind of fed and all whatnot, I'll kind of like mush it away. Like,
All right, you mangy much.
It doesn't want to go. It's like and stays with you.
Damn it, my heartstrings. My
Like-
dwarven heartstrings.
What
Like-
does your dwarven heart feel?
Like nuzzles on you.
Well, I don't know if the
I don't know if the Bjornlings are gonna like eat the dog is the problem, So yeah,
I guess you can stay with us, but I can't promise you'll be dinner.
The dog seems to like really want to be by your side, having kind of associated you with being its savior, and sticks by its side. Sticks by your side. It kind of almost clings onto you, really.
Okay.
So dawn comes. Over the next few hours, you guys can grab a bite to eat, and you see you see the Beornings return up to the new hill with you guys, and their leader, who's the kind of particularly shaggy one, introduced himself for the first time as Brocken, and he seems to be very happy with you guys as soon as you enter. He kind of looks around.
This is good work. Good job. Well, I guess you're proving yourselves worthy of being allowed into our lands. Speak with Beorn. But there are more of them round here, and more of our folk keep defecting to them every day. That dark emissary of theirs has either bribed them or tricked them with some kind of spell. Those
How many
brethren...
of your men have joined the orcs?
It's tough to say. Those brethren who are loyal to Beorn stick by him, but seems like every day more and more leave. Must have been hundreds by now. Soon it'll be thousands. We're round here still guarding the perimeter as fast as we can, but more and more orcs slip by our net.
Brocken seems quite worried about the situation. And it basically explains that this has been happening over the past past few months. It's kind of been getting worse, and it seems like the enemy have like vast resources of money to bribe people, as well as they have the power, the draw of power that men are quite corruptible to. And Brocken
Says, if you're going to speak with Beorn, then you best be careful. Can't trust no one's in there. Back at the camp, it's where they all defect from.
I'll kind of like suggest like,
Do you mind leading us to him? You see, we kind of lost our path when we took over your orc friends here.
I can point you in the direction, but I'm afraid our task is out here. Duty binds us.
But he basically kind of like leads you, gives you the direction to the camp on your map, and a glowing green trail appears before you. No, hang on. Yeah, and he says,
Follow the path there. Avoid the hills. It seems to be where they congregate.
Will do.
yeah, I'll kind of look to my two companions and kind of give a nod.
and
He says, there are some amongst our order, those loyal still to Beorn, who think that killing our turned brethren is the only way. Beorn is amongst them. You may have to kill some of my brethren to win his favor.
And how do you feel about that?
Think we're all from the same blood. Shouldn't be killing one another. There's a peaceful option to convince them otherwise, and I would see that you did that. But things ain't that simple all the time.
Master Brocken, what would convince you to return to the fold?
On my duties out here, I remain loyal to him, but
No,
I-
if you were one of the fallen, what could be said that might lure you back, might remind you of the blood oath?
that's a tough one. The only thing I can think of is family. And our bond that we have here, amongst our brothers and sisters.
and he shakes his head like a dog, shaking itself from the rain.
Yeah.
We'll do our best not to kill your brionlings, your brethren. But there are no promises.
He nods.
I understand.
And he kind of gives you all a nod, and him and his pack head out into the night. You're left up on the hill as dawn is rising.
Yeah. I'll kind of like look to the two and be like,
Well, that wasn't so bad now, was it?
We're not dead.
Could have been a lot worse, yes. But I'm surprised that your plan worked out.
It's
I have
really
it.
funny how something works whenever we don't spend an hour and a fucking half talking about the logistics of a certain thing.
Well, I'm craftier than I look.
I like your plans, Master Dwarf. Much better than our absent companions.
They'll be meeting up with you soon. You're all too aware.
they're gonna be arguing about logistics. I told you we should have taken the hills for aerodynamics when leading downhill.
They're back at the boat.
Yeah, they're still arguing.
It needs to go left foot, left foot, right. No, right foot, left foot, right foot. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're gonna head down. Did everybody sleep before, like, we actually were approached at our camp?
Yeah, I mean, you don't feel like the most rested you've ever been, but
Yeah, it's probably like uninterrupted or interrupted sleep kind of deal.
yeah, you got that kind of, yeah. You,
And I know
you slept, but you don't
Rowling-
feel like fresh.
Yeah, I know Rowling kind of checked their belongings. Was there anything else that they might have taken from like caravans or merchants or anything?
Yeah,
that-
they basically seem to have a very kind of paltry assortment. They don't carry any, like coin on them. They have very simple weapons and mostly just kind of, like dead rats and bits of debris, things that aren't like useful at all to you. Really, they live basically in kind of like poverty and filth, basically. So yeah, there's
Gotcha.
little value upon them. Or around their camp. Okay. So, you want to head down towards the camp today, yeah?
Yeah, wherever he pointed on the map, kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's our direction we're going. Avoid the hills, as he said.
Yeah.
Okay, let me apply this real quick. There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. A lot of people try and whisper me during the streams. I really can't focus on them whilst I'm DMing, unfortunately. While I'm playing, it's all good. Okay, so the group of you head towards the camp, and at long last, the rain lets up. And as you leave your little campfire behind of these slaughtered orcs and honeycakes, you see a second camp, much larger than the orcs one, which is basically on top of a big hill. Think like Edoras, I suppose. From the two towers, big up on a hill, but a bit more sort of orcish in design than like a human camp would be. There's big sort of canvas tents set out, and there's big kind of like log cabins which have been kind of erected, but it's by no means the kind of like the finest architecture that you've ever seen, or particularly organized by the looks of things. There are a lot of people who are going around, and it does seem quite military as well. There seems to be like a lot of kind of Bjornlings who are kind of on guard around the kind of perimeter wall. And as you approach, you are kind of hailed by a group of Bjornlings who come towards you as you're kind of going up the hill. And the kind of leader of them kind of stops and gives you a big sniff.
Broken seem to him.
And they start to lead you into the city. Presumably they have smelt Mr. Brocken upon you and presume that you're fine. And
Yeah, I'll like smell myself. He's like,
yeah, they don't seem to mind your dog, Bartleby, the little greyhound who's faithfully staying by your side. They don't mind him. And they kind of give him a bit of a raised eyebrow as if they can understand each other on a level which maybe humans or dwarves and dogs can't. Like, what are you doing with this guy? But they lead you towards the gates. The one Bjornling kind of turns and says, "The weapon's loud inside."
I'll disarm my my 2 short swords, daggers, and short bow.
Yeah, I'll disarm everything as well.
Yeah, both of my spears go into it.
Okay. Anyone trying to sneak anything past?
No, not me. Anyways, I'm
No.
good.
All right, fantastic. I told you to take the wizard's staff. Yeah, so the group of you are allowed inside to the encampments, and you get a lot of strange looks. You notice that you are the only non-Beornlings around here, and they seem to kind of scowl at you, or kind of like spit at you in the street. They do not seem welcome to see you whatsoever. There's a couple of times where they kind of almost unend their waist out of windows on towards you guys. You kind of have to dodge out of the way. So you definitely don't get the feeling that you're at all welcome here, but this Beorling kind of leads you through up towards this kind of great lodge, which is made out of these big, thick oaken timbers, and he says,
You want to speak with Bjorn, yeah?
Yes.
Alright, well, waiting time's 2 days.
and he turns and walks away. There are 2 guards on the front door.
We can't see them sealed,
He is like, he's not turning back.
Okay.
I suppose we have to entertain ourselves then.
There are these 2 guards in the front door who have got their kind of like arms crossed. They're kind of like in human form. They haven't turned into anything. But I have, big heavy axes and kind of helmets on. They do not look ready to speak.
Right.
Well, I guess we're kind of stuck here.
Yeah, it's that thing where you turn up to an embassy and there's just like all these foreign soldiers around that have no interest in your shit. They don't seem to know who you are.
It's gonna be like Lethal Weapon 2.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, so these guys are growling at you lightly. It's, the doors are closed and barred at this point. You could try and speak to them to try and get a way in, but this guy did not seem, particularly hopeful. There's other things around, there's like, it looks like the Beornlings have taverns and like public houses and the like, and other pursuits, which are more kind of like based around hunting. They seem like quite a hunting society. So there are bands of them that kind of run in and run out of their front gates, bringing with them beasts that they've slain and hunted. So yeah, you're not sure if you actually have to wait in the queue. Presumably you don't, right?
Yeah.
Will, just for me real quick, is there any place that I could refill my herb kit with the stuff that I
Yeah, you could definitely go looking for like a herbalist, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. Okie dokie. So yes, you are the rest of the group traveling with him, or do you guys want to go elsewhere?
I'll try to find some lodging for us to stay for 2 days. Like if there's an inn or like a hostel or something.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go to the tavern first of all, I guess. So, you bust in on a kind of bustling tavern where these kind of big hairy men are eating honey cakes, which is apparently the kind of delicacy around here. They're well known for their honey cakes, in fact. And everyone kind of like stops and turns as you enter in. They seem quite shocked to see someone so small, because these guys can be, like 7-8 feet tall when they want to be. And there's just kind of like silence
as I
falls.
see everyone kind of turn towards me, I'm like,
Well, don't stop on my account. Round for everyone.
There's like a moment of like, huh? And then, and they seem totally fine with it now. So yeah, you kind of enter this bustling bar where honeycokes is the only option for food, and strong ale is definitely up for grabs. And you settle in. You can grab rooms for the night from here. Mirror, what do
I'll
you?
grab like
Good.
2 rooms, like for one for the boys and one
For
for
the
girls.
boys. The boys. Yeah, okay. And Mirror, what are you up to in a strange Beyond encampment?
Would they happen to have like a library of sorts?
You could definitely ask around. You know, you can like stop a Bayoning in the street or something like that.
Yeah, I'll do that and ask. While I'm actually out and about too, I'm going to utilize my ever watchful perk, which I have to pull up in the guide because I didn't copy and paste it all. But pretty much it lets me do a DC check, and I hear rumors and stuff, and then depending on how I roll,
Yes, I think.
find it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the roll is though.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a 16 or something. But...
Yeah, I don't remember the nature of the check either. As it was like a wisdom or a intelligence.
Okay, I'm gonna
Two
find
weeks,
that.
guys. God. Yeah.
Give me a second to find that.
Let's go to Rowley. There is a herbalist of sorts. He's this big man who's like chopping herbs with like a cleaver outside his yard, and he's got all sorts of like kind of equipment inside, and you kind of smell of herbs and spices from within. He doesn't have like an alchemist shop, but he's clearly he serves some function within the society as being like a healer. He kind of looks up and grunts.
Greetings. I kind of open my medicine kit, exposing, the dried herbs and my different potions, and I say,
Killed some orcs. Need to resupply. Could you help a fellow herbalist?
Who are you?
I'm here to talk to Bjorn.
It's not the answer to my question. Who are you?
Rally Rushlight.
And kind of like he gives you a sniff.
Been with Brocken then?
I have. Been past Brocken as well.
Right then. What's your trading?
And he kind of like shows you his like herb kit, and like the things that he can like restock you with, and offers a trade.
would you like silver pennies? Because that is the currency that I have.
Yeah, he kind of like
Nah. No use. We don't trade much with your folk.
I pull out some paper and my extra inkwell.
Do you write, Master Herbalist?
I do.
I found that extra paper and an extra well go farther than anything else in this world.
Right then.
and he goes to kind of like shake your hand to seal the deal, and hands over the herbs to restock your kit, and you give him your paper and inkwell.
Thank y'all.
So yeah, he seems happy with that. Any luck there, Kira?
Yeah, so it's a DC 12 intelligence, but I'd like to use my nat 1 on this. I just want to be super fucking clueless.
I like it. Previous Strider Heave donates £5. Wild Magic Surge, DM's choice. Kira, as soon as you are just like, you're like doing the ultimate tourist thing. Of like having absolutely no clue where you're going, and you're hit by a surge of wild magic on a D10,000, if you'd be so kind. Thanks, Strider. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all the donations
so high.
today. Holy moly. Okay, 9444. That's quite neat, that is. Yeah, okay. 9444.
Have you ever got anyone that rolled a 10,000 yet?
Yes, we did roll that once. It started a whole new campaign. I wrote a campaign over it. It's good fun. Where basically the moon crashed into Earth. So 9444. Miro, you kind of like jump and start, and you kind of, as you think someone's behind you as you're down an alley, you kind of draw your sword, and you realize that as you draw your sword, you're invisible. And you're convinced that no one around you can see you.
I'm gonna go up to some Bjornlings in the street and just like start waving my hand in front of their face.
Yeah, one of them basically just like grabs your hand and almost breaks it. What are you doing? Put that sword away! And he basically like wrestles the sword out of your hand, wrestles you to the ground, and like citizen arrests you. And he kind of like, he presses you up against the wall. What you doing then?
Sorry. I mistook you for somebody that I knew. My apologies. I was trying to get your attention. But you weren't. I'm gonna say Hardwin's whatever his Link's name is.
Oh yeah. So he looks really confused of you, but like eventually that you managed to convince him that it's because you're an elf and he's a Beornling, and like there's some kind of like language barrier going on, and like you're just being a weird foreigner. So basically he just like throws you away into the mud. You realize now that you're not actually a wizard.
And that's not actually mud.
It's not actually mud. Ooh. Grim. So Bartleby and the dog have found lodgings for the night. Rowley's found herb for the night, herbaceous amount, and Myrrell is completely lost looking for a library. So presumably, eventually, Bartleby, shows you guys to your room. But Bartleby, you've overheard a couple of rumors whilst in the pub. And whilst you've been spending some time there, you have overheard a little bit from the barkeep that there are groups of kind of dissenters who are growing unhappy with Beorn's rule. And it seems as though the debate focuses around the fact that they have to follow very strict codes and laws in this place, whereas they could travel further afield, gain a lot more like treasure and money if the enemy were to be joined. And it seems as though it's kind of debating around, would they stay here and kind of live a more sort of frugal and like strict lifestyle, or a lot of the younger Beornings want to go out and explore the world, basically. And they've kind of been drawn in by that promise of there's something better out there. And also the riches are definitely playing a part in the temptation which the enemy are placing upon them. You also will learn, and this is a bit of group, you'll learn all this. You also learn that there are regular emissaries which are sent from this Nugraga, who are most likely human and speak with Beorn and his people. So it seems as though they do have humans who are on their side who speak for them.
Okay. Huh. Yeah. I wonder if, like, Bracken is part of the insurgency kind of thing.
You could ask around if you wanted to know if Bracken was a,
Nah, I definitely wouldn't ask about the divide. It's not really my place to ask about the politics of Yornlings kind of thing.
He seemed pretty loyal, though. He didn't want to come back with us. He had a duty to guard the area, and as soon as we kind of passed his test, he seemed all right about it.
Yeah, but was it due to obligation, or was it, because he did
right.
Yeah.
Never can be too sure.
You're right, exactly.
He did tell you to trust no one, as we all know. Indiana Jones 3. That includes me, Dr. Jones.
Yes. Yeah, so I guess once everyone's kind of gathered up at the tavern, I'd kind of buy a round of, honey cakes, and if anyone's drinking, I'll buy an ale.
Absolutely.
Strongest Bjordling ale.
Yeah, okay, so Bartleby probably feels quite at home here. Like the Beornings, whilst they are quite sort of xenophobic and they're very unsure about who you guys are, they have definitely warmed to Bartleby's sort of spirit and drinking habits. and they're quite impressed that you're like, one of them's like, you're so small, but you drink so much, and he seems like fascinated by this idea that you can somehow put, I don't know where it all goes.
I am big when it counts there, eh?
And then I'll like kind of nudge him on the side, like, hey, like, take a drink.
And he basically we become quite fast friends with this man. Miro, you probably feel a little bit out of place in such an environment, I'd imagine. It's like 99% men in this tavern, and they're all big and hairy and drinking lots, and they're all Bayonings, and they don't really have the refined delicacy of the elves, or even the kind of quiet nature, reserved nature of the elves. So it's very kind of rowdy in here. And I guess Rowley, you're also in here too with the group,
Yes.
drinking with them. So is there anything that you guys would like to do this eve?
If I can get maybe some additional information, Will, I'd like to use news from afar.
Okay.
I'm able to, I guess a lore check to see if I'd like to specifically look and see if I can find out if there, as Bartleby said before, if there is a person that's kind of the figurehead or the face of the insurgency,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe see if I can identify that side of the Bjornings.
Okay, yeah. You got a roll on that?
Yeah, I do. History's lore, right?
Yes, yeah.
I believe so, right?
Yeah, and so there's no like specific time set on that, the 50 pound donation, but like Irvin's has been going for like 3 or 4 weeks, so they can span across entire campaigns. Yeah. All right, an 8. Yeah, I mean, like you learn a little bit, but most of the guys in here are like way too drunk to get like too much out of them, and they drink copious amounts of beer, being as kind of big as they are. Their physique, they can put a lot away, but they also don't open up very easily whilst they're drinking, so they can be quite like solemn drinkers. Just like sadly drinking away in a bar all night, basically. Yeah. Okay, so you guys just want to kind of sleep and wait out the next day?
I kind of wanted to like stay up with my new friend that I made.
Okay,
And
yeah.
like get like shit faced,
Yeah,
and like start like drunk conversations kind of thing, like
Oh, God.
What do you think of that Bjorn fella?
kind of thing, you know.
Okay, yeah, learn a little
Kind of
bit
like
about
try to
it.
get info out of him.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna name this guy Colin, like Colin, but with an L. No, with an R. Colin already has an L in it. Well, I know how spelling works.
3 L's.
Exactly, yes. Colin, with an umlaut on the L somehow. Yeah. So Colin, you know, he's like potentially like the friendliest kind of Bayoning that you've come across, and he's like, well, I think that Bayon's a great guy. You know, he's just doing what he's trying to do, but you know, them young'uns who's a bit younger than me, so I understand the call. You know.
Aye, yeah, the youth nowadays, it's all about materialistic things and shiny swords and, you know.
Well, you know, they want to go see the world, don't they? I understand when I was a young man, I want to do some travelling as well, but if you're around here, you've got to stay within the confines of our lands, and for many of our lads, they want to roam free. They want their own piece of land, you know?
I understand that too, all too well.
Yeah, they want to carve out their own place in the world, you know? Can't always stay at home. Now I understand you. You must have come from what, like a mountain or something? You must have left it.
Aye, I came from Erebor. It's to the east of here. Over by the Bardlings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aye.
Is that good?
Aye, yes, it's much finer than here, much fancier, but hey, the air here is much better.
I'll kind of like lift up my mug and like give a chug.
Yeah, he kind of like explains the situation going on a little bit more. Like, Colin doesn't seem to like be super opposed to the idea of them leaving, but he does suggest, I guess, suggest that nature of where they're going isn't necessarily the right place. He doesn't trust this dark emissary. It's also worth noting that he doesn't seem to be under the impression that Nugragga is some kind of orc. They don't even seem to know his name, Nugragga. They seem to just refer to him as the Dark Emissary. So it's entirely possible they think this guy is just a human who's looking to kind of recruit Beornings rather than come join my evil army. You know, it seems to be like they are being deceived by the Shadow.
Right, and I'll ask him, like, have you ever seen this Nugan, whatever?
No, of course I have, but, you know, he sends emissaries often, and ambassadors and the like, all of them Humies. Not sure where they're from, mine, but...
Is there an emissary here now?
Yeah, they've got lodgings not far from Beorn's lodge.
Okay.
Well, friend, it was good talking to you, but I need to retire, you know. Got a long day ahead of me tomorrow.
He, like, crushes you in a bear grip.
I crush him back. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like a strength check?
If you want to, yeah.
It's not letting me roll. There we go.
Okay.
13.
13, yeah, he totally crushes you.
Okay.
And, like, puts you down, much more squeezed. And, yeah, he puts you down and lets you retire to your room. Well, you got a room with Rowley, I guess.
Yeah, and I'll like kind of divulge the stuff that I learned from Rowley about like the treasure and like the younger Bjornlings that kind of want that fame and glory, that want to leave their traditions behind, so to say, and start their own. And I'll tell them about the emissary as well, that they have. There's emissaries here right now.
That could be why we have to wait 2 days.
Well, I mean, if it's the orc emissaries we're dealing with, might be a smart, wise idea to poke inside, see what they're planning.
Agreed. Or at least introduce ourselves.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm not too good with the old diplomacy thing, if you catch my drift.
Well, I could introduce myself while you sneak inside.
Aye, we should tell this to Mira as well. Or we can let her cause more trouble around the city. I heard this story about her earlier. She waved her sword in front of some Bjornling and he freaked out.
Married women, what can you say?
I'll just kind of give a hearty chuckle out of that.
So yeah, I guess this could be a conversation which Morel is still like awake for. So Bartleby's basically told you guys the situation that's going on. It seems to be that there's a lot of deception happening, and that the Beornings don't realize that the Dark Emissary is like an orc and a servant of the darkness. And it also turns out that there are ambassadors for the Dark Emissary within the encampment, and that they have lodgings very close to Beorn's lodge. And in fact, you know, your friend will even show you, like, point you to their lodge, basically, which is guarded, but...
Okay, cool. What is it guarded by, orcs or humans?
It is guarded by humans. You have not seen any orcs around here. You get a sense that they just immediately be slaughtered by Beorn's men, who seem to, in general, hate orcs, but just have been deceived.
Makes sense.
Okay, so is the plan that we're gonna go and talk to them?
I think the plan is Rowling is gonna go introduce himself while we sneak in and see what the heck is going on.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So next day, wake up, head to the embassy, and yeah, you see this lodge. It's guarded by a couple of Beorn's men who look like they're here, kind of just on duty. But there is like a back entrance you could try and sneak your way through.
Sure. I'll check if it's locked first, and then.
Yeah, to get around there, you definitely have to like pass by the guards who are like, you know, on watch every now and again. So you could roll me a stealth check to get back there.
Could I distract the guards?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe help out, make advantage wise?
Sure. How do you want to distract him?
Rowley walks up with his pipe. These are the guards that are guarding the emissary camp, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will walk up and Rowley would just say,
I would like to speak with your emissary. I was directed in this general vicinity. Perhaps you can help me.
he's smoking his pipe.
Yeah, the guy kind of looks back and says, "Afraid that no one's allowed in. They're currently in talks with Bayon."
I have heard that. I have heard that. I would like to speak with him. It's an urgent matter.
Unless you got any kind of papers you can show me, I can't let you inside, mate.
I show them the paper, the missive that was written by the orc captain.
Nice.
He like kind of looks confused at that. What's this? I don't understand.
I believe the emissary will understand.
Wait here a minute. And he heads inside and kind of unbars the door. And basically comes back a few minutes later and says, yeah, you best come in. But try not to piss off Bayon.
Oh, shit. Okay. I thought we were at the emissary camp. We're at Bayorn's. Bayorn's in the emissary camp?
It seems like Bayon is in the emissary camp, yeah.
And we're sneaking in.
Okay.
This is gonna go perfectly. What can go wrong?
As Rowley is walking in, he's walking in, and just the last second, he looks back like, as he's going in.
So you
I have
enter.
no way to talk to you guys. I can't tell.
You enter inside, and there's cut back to the two of them, Morel and Bartleby, as the doors kind of like slam shut and a guard stands sternly in front of it. This has provided a distraction for you guys, so you will have advantage on a stealth check to get around the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Is it too
Wait.
late to use that nat 20?
No, you can use that nat 20 if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna use
Alright.
it.
Alright. Critty is used.
Spotted.
And a 15 from Bartleby, you happy with that?
Yeah, got a 15.
All right. So yeah, the two of you sneak around the back using the distraction of Rowley to get around. The door around the back, however, is locked.
I will do my pick locking. I have thieves' tools on me.
Oh yeah.
So
Do you
that's sleight of hand.
Yes. Yeah.
19.
19 is damn good. Yeah. If Barbie had all the time in the world, he wouldn't even need to roll, but because he's under some time pressure waiting for the guard to come around the back, he just managed to get it in time, and you two just kind of slip in through the back door, rather, closing it behind you as you enter this much more kind of quieter space away from the crowds outside, and incredibly aware of your own footsteps on the wooden floorboards. You hear that there's murmuring of speech before you guys, and there's another door ahead of you which leads into a corridor. And there's a staircase leading upwards, or you can stay on the bottom level where there are several other kind of like doors where it sounds like the speaking is coming from.
Does the second level seem like it's like a balcony?
It seems like you might be able to overlook the situation from there, or maybe rafters up above if you're particularly acrobatic.
I'm a dwarf, so I think that's all.
That is
that's
true.
The elf department, yeah.
That's very
Okay.
true.
I'll head up the stairs.
Okay.
You do your thing. And I'm gonna just turn.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll just I'll go down that corridor, I suppose, and see what other rooms there might be.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
17.
17 is pretty good. You kind of listen into each door to see if there's anyone inside, because you don't want to burst into a room which there are people inside.
Right, yeah.
One of the doors sounds like to a kind of like main chamber, or it seems like most likely Rowley has entered into, and the other people are speaking of him. You can go into one of the kind of like side rooms in here, which does have a window that kind of like looks into it. Kind of like for a narrow crack in the wood, and you find yourself in basically a small sort of living quarter with a small bunk, and like I say, you can kind of like peek into this room to see the scene beyond. And Myril, you are up in the kind of like rafters on the kind of second level, overlooking the scenario, and if you were to kind of like go along the beams at the top, you could get directly over Rowley and Bayorn and the group that are appearing before them. Or you can stay at a safe distance if you'd like.
I'll stay at a safe distance. I don't want to fall on them.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
yeah, I'll go in between the rafters, as you were suggesting, to like overlook the situation.
Yeah. All right, I will be right back. Whisper amongst yourselves for a moment. I'll be 2 seconds.
I'm just imagining like my beard hair kind of like piercing through the cracks, and then like Rowley being like, "Oh god damn it."
So wait, are you up on the second floor too then, or?
I'm on the first floor. I went down a corridor, and then like in between the rafters where there's like a little slit that I can see through to unlock the situation.
Oh.
And then Rowley's in the middle of it,
This is
and then
gonna
you're
take
on the
Cracker
rafters.
Jack timing, man.
Yeah, right.
I guarantee we're in like a worm tongue situation here, where we've got some guy that's like corrupting.
We should have done like a Ocean 11's planning.
This is like Ocean Zero. Like we did nothing. There is no plan.
We
there.
need 0 men. Fantastic. Yeah, so refreshed. Let's go with Rowley. So Rowley, you enter in through the front doors of the embassy. Before you, the most striking person amongst the group is certainly Bayon himself, who you can almost immediately recognize that very, very tall, huge kind of bushy eyebrows, stern expression, has currently an axe which is slung across his back, and he's kind of standing in the center of the room. And he seems to be in quite a kind of aggressive stance, which you get a feeling is probably quite common for someone like Bayon. He certainly looks very stern and angry, particularly towards, indeed, a somewhat Wormtongue-esque figure, who is wearing sort of like dark leather clothing, looks a little bit sort of snotty and weaselly, and is flanked by two humanoid-looking figures who are clad in a kind of black mail, and sort of plate as well that goes with it. Their faces are almost completely obscured, and they stand almost 7 feet tall. And they stand quite like silent and still within the embassy floor, which itself is quite an open space. And Bayon looks, kind of sends his big furry eyebrows over towards Rowley as you come in, and says,
"What is the meaning of this? Explain yourself."
and the guard kind of like shoves the letter to Bayon,
Oh god.
who starts to have a read.
I cast my gaze down, respectful yet submissive to the fact that this guy's in charge, but I want to keep my gaze and my perception on the 3, the Wormtongue and the 2 7-foot-tall plate mail guys.
Okay. Yeah, the somewhat kind of sniveling gentleman kind of worms his way over towards the letter where Bayon is looking at it, and you see him basically take the letter from Bayon.
He takes it out of his hand.
Oh yeah.
Do the Bjornlings have a native language?
That's a very good question, one which I don't actually know.
I think I read that they
I
did.
feel like they do. I just can't think of the name of that language.
I wouldn't have any idea.
We'll say it's their native tongue, yeah.
Okay, or some. I would like to speak to them in that using my tongues of many peoples, and I would like to say,
Who in this place can take from Bjorn?
The group of them look very concerned. The sniveling man looks quite concerned. He takes a note and says, "What is this? This is some foul vagabond who's walked in and given us a piece of paper." And Bayon, in answer to your question, says, "No one."
What is the meaning of this, Vosla?
And the worm-like man, who's presumably named Vosla, says, "Like I say, my liege, I am very concerned, as concerned as you are about this. It seems as though this fellow," and he kind of casts a disparaging look towards Rowley, is attempting to, cast dirt upon my impeachable name. I would have you answer that question, whatever you are. What is the meaning of this?"
I am but a humble traveler, and I do not ask Bjorn to believe me. I ask him to believe his nose. Smell the parchment, my lord. You will smell the corruption and the shadow upon it, and know it was in these lands, and my friends and I took it from the hands of a dead orc captain. Here,
The man named
with the emissary.
Vosla kind of like his eyes kind of look enraged. "He lies, my lord. How can you?"
Believe your tongue, my lord.
He could very easily have found a orc and rubbed that piece of paper all around. You see Bayon's like brow furrow even further if you didn't even think that was possible. Going,
There's a stench of orc upon this. A stench of corruption, Vosla. I knew that something was wrong with you and your men.
and he casts his eye over the 7-foot-tall, silent, black-clad warriors and says,
You've been trying to steal people from these lands and send them off to war for your dark master.
and Vosla says, "The emissary merely wishes to set free some of your people, which, whilst you may not like that, Bayon, you can't argue that it's what some of them want." And he says, "Enough!" And basically crumples the piece of paper up on his hand and grabs Vosla by the throat, basically, of his huge hand. Yeah, the two black-clad warriors just silently draw blades as this happens, as a sign of warning, and Bayon just kind of like has him up by the throat, "You worm," and he just like throws him out the front door, you see Vossa just like tumble and fall like Green Wormtongue down the steps as he's just like actually physically thrown from the chamber. And Bayon does not look like he's finished, as he turns towards the two men who have dared to draw weapons on him. He looks like absolutely enraged, and says, You dare draw weapons upon me in my own home." And he casts his eye over towards Rowley and he says, "Traveler, are you with me?"
To the end, my lord.
And Rally charges.
Fantastic. And let's roll some initiative.
Question: do we actually have our weapons?
We do not.
You don't. I described that you had a like the rapier before, but I guess it's probably more like the instinct that you had a rapier. So yeah, you aren't armed.
Okay.
However, there are like you know, we'll say that there's like racks of weapons nearby, but they would like take you a turn to get to.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, let's roll our initiative.
got a 22.
Nice.
Well.
Well, shit.
And the dice god say hallelujah. Blessed be to your initiative.
So Bartleby on a nat 20. Looks like all that praising's worked. Worked its wonders. 16 for Rowley. And we'll roll for the dark clad warriors. Rolled a 7, and Bayorn rolled a 10. Okay, not the hottest. So I have to name them as such to not give away their name. There we go. So turn order is Bartleby, Rowley, Mirel, Bayorn, and the black clad warriors. It seems like only a matter of time before like aid comes in the form of Bayornings, right? It seems like because their leader is here and under attack, it seems like word would spread fairly swiftly. However, it's going to be a good few turns before anyone actually turns up on the scene. So Bartleby, Rowley, Morel, Bayorn, and black clad warriors. So Bartleby, you get the first jump on this. You're kind of watching from the room beyond.
Yeah. So I'm just in a room, like from a window, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll just kind of like,
Oh shit.
and then like run in the room and grab a short sword. And I guess that'll be my turn, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So let's take that over to Rowley, who's charging.
Well, as soon as he realizes that there are racks of weapons on the side, he's going to gingerly change his charge to the racks of weapons and grab. I'm assuming spears are pretty common weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to grab a spear, and I want to grab 2 spears. I'm going to be throwing one here in a second. So.
All right, fantastic. So you grab up the spears, and Rowley's like, oh, spears, and goes to grab them. Nice. Mirel.
Am I muted? I'm not. Okay. Second floor. Is there racks of weapons, preferably a bow?
Yeah, there's a short bow, a long bow. There's nothing special, but there's
Okay.
standard weaponry.
Okay. There's no great bow.
There is no great bow.
Okay. I guess I'll take a long bow.
Okay.
Short bow.
Are there arrows?
There are arrows. Yeah, I'm not that much of a troll.
Okay. I will grab a short bow, I guess.
Will, on my turn, could I also, as a free action, yell out,
Bring us our weapons!
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
okay.
So you guys hear that shout? Do you guys want to amend your turns at all?
No.
Nah. Welcome.
Our stuff's enchanted, so that's the only reason why I called for it.
Yeah. Okay.
True.
Yeah, you're not sure if anyone has heard you, but you never know. So Bayorn takes his turn. Bayorn turns into a giant bloody bear dog thing, like what he does in the movies. So he basically wild shapes in D&D terms, and transforms himself into this gigantic furry, shaggy bear, which is begins to kind of like and just start to smash into the first ironclad warrior, and he has it pinned down to the ground and just kind of like attacking it like a dog would a bone. It is their turn, and one of the guys who is free is kind of like silently stalks his way over towards Rowley with some foul intent, and is going to attempt to hurt you very badly on a nat 1. Which is just as
Nailed
well,
it.
because he's got this He has this like gigantic sword / cleaver, which he wields in both hands, and kind of just, and you can hear like the sound of air rushing by as he goes, and it's of course ridiculously oversized, much like the Witch King's mace. So top of round 2, Bartleby, have your weapons.
Yeah, where is this worm tongue fellow at? Did he run away?
He has been like physically thrown out. It looks like Bayon didn't see that he was worth killing, but Vosla is like out and now running away.
Oh shit. I'm gonna yell for Meryl because she's much faster than I and has longer legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Meryl, get the guy over there. He's running away.
and then I'll flank someone. I'll flank the guy that tried to
Okay.
attack Rowley and sneak attack him.
I like it.
So I guess I forgot to mention, I carried 2 short swords. So I do 2 attacks, right? For
Yes.
and then just add
Got it.
1 for the sneak attack.
Primary and an offhand, yeah.
Yeah. So 23 and 13.
23 is a hit, 13 is not.
Plus 2 because of flanking? I don't know if that's 5th edition or not.
No, that's thinking a 4th.
Okay.
Or
So, yeah,
optional
just-
5e rules, yeah. But no.
Okay, so just the 1 short sword hits. 8 damage plus
Nice.
1. So 9 damage.
Plus 1. Okay, nice. You kind of come up behind that guy and basically like stab at him through the metal plate. You just managed to find like a chink in the armor, and you hear what seems to be like a bit of a hiss from behind that helmeted mask from the guy. It doesn't sound like he's in great agony, but it's kind of like annoyance, like a hiss. Rowley, your turn.
Oh Christ. Okay, I'm gonna go two-handed with the spear that I have. This is gonna. Oh, for Christ's sakes. I'm gonna take that nat. I'm gonna take my nat 20.
You're
on
taking that 20
one.
on that one, yeah.
We need to hit.
There it is.
So if I take a nat 20, would that take it to 20 damage? Or would that,
No, you'd roll another D. What's it? D6 of a spear? D8?
It's two-handed, so it'd be D8.
D8, yeah. They do have the buffs from the flowers. You're right, Booze. Which you have +2 damage, so it'll add an extra 2 damage onto that attack
15.
before. Fantastic. So 15 damage, nice. All right, yeah. You seem pretty pissed off by that, actually. So you kind of like thrust that up at him with your spear, and basically just kind of like stop him in his place. You've kind of like got the spear in him, but he still seems to be coming, worryingly enough. Myrrel.
Okay. So, is it a balcony that I'm like on, I guess?
Yeah, you're on a
Right?
balcony from here. You can definitely see him. You could get a better shot if you went along the rafters above him.
For the guy that's running away.
For the guys running away, yeah, you need to get onto the rafters to see Vosla.
Okay, I am going to try and chase after him. I'm gonna, when Bartleby points him out, I'm gonna like nod. I'm just gonna try and run after him.
All right, yeah.
And,
So you
shoot
basically
at him.
jump into the onto the rafters with the agility of only an elf can muster, and you can get a shot on him if you wanted to shoot him.
All right.
So kind of like pin him down.
No.
Get that dork. Get
Yeah,
him.
dog. Oh no! What a fluff. Oh no! You're like
Oh no.
you're like shoot her.
Oh no! Wait! The flower.
The flower.
flower.
Nat, critical fails. The flower.
Jeez,
The
the
flower
flower.
power.
Oh
Flower
my
power.
gosh.
Flower power.
18.
So much better.
Wow,
much
that's
better.
a hit. Yeah, give it a damage.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, and I get +2 to damage as well for the potion.
I like it.
I think it's a D6. So
Yeah, sure, but it's a D6.
4 because I'm efficient. 8.
You get +2 to damage too because of the red lily I gave you.
Yeah, no proficiency bonus on
Oh,
damage.
Yes.
So So you add, you got D6, you add your Dex modifier, and you add +2.
Dex modifiers too.
Cool.
That's
so,
what I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So total of 8 damage. Yeah. Because you basically already had into yeah. Okay, nice. So you basically like shoot Vossler in the leg, and he just kind of whistles out, and just kind of like pierces him through the leg. You see it like go right through. It's like sticking out from his like calf all the way out from his shin. That splintered bone is like pushing its way out. He just and collapses down onto the floor, like crying, as blood just like spurts forth from his leg.
Am I like visible to people out in the street? Like, would I be able to like point and yell at him and like have people like hear me?
Sure, yeah. People are definitely being drawn attention to the man that's been just shot in the street. And it seems like there's like initial panic and confusion, and then they're probably gonna go and take him down.
Yeah, I'm gonna point and I'm gonna say, "Don't let that man escape. He's a traitor."
They, after like a few moments of like, whoa, they like grab him, and some of them you suspect are probably like loyal Bayonne supporters. Have an extra few punches at him with some glee. So that's Miral's turn. Bayonne's turn, for the sake of the battle, Bayonne is fighting the other black-clad warrior. So the one who's just been speared by Rowley is going to try and give it another go. Rather disappointed with his previous attempts and that his head is still on his shoulders. How's a 13 versus your armor class, Rowley?
12.
Oh, this could be bad. Okay.
It's fine. He'll just lose a couple inches off the shoulder.
Yeah, bit off the top. You take 9 damage. This big kind of weapon just kind of like sweeps around, almost taking off your head, and biting deep into your chest and kind of throwing you backwards a little bit. And you feel quite winded after that experience. You still up, Rowley?
I am.
Fantastic. It's top around 3, and it's Bartleby's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little stabbing again.
Little stabberoni.
Yep.
Stabberoni and cheese.
Stabby.
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna use my nat 20. I'm assuming 13 doesn't hit, so I'll just use my nat 20.
All right.
So, what was critical damage again?
Double dice.
Double dice.
So if you had 1d6, 2d6.
And then just the +2 modifier.
Yes, and your sneak attack damage is also double dice.
Ooh.
Which is why rogues are ridiculous when you crit.
16 damage.
Wow, nice. That's pretty sick. I think there's an extra 2 on top of that because you do add your dex bonus. So yeah, so it should be 18 damage, I think.
Yeah. And
this is a certain calculation which I need, if I can calculate it for. Right, so maths is occurring in Moore's brain. I think it's for, yes it is. Nice. So you kind of like stab him right in the back, and your blade just pierces right through the armor, and it sticks him right in the kind of like the kind of back of the neck, basically. Just you managed to like reach up there somehow with a jump and get up there, and you hear him go, and he turns around with like clear pain. He almost drops a weapon and kind of like swings around towards you, Bartleby, to swipe at you soon. You want to do anything, Bartleby?
No, yeah, I was just pretty much like trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
Like, over here, you big dumb piece of metal.
All right, fantastic.
Like
taking it to Rowley's turn.
Okay, Will, can I tell if this guy's bloodied or anything? Can I tell if he's hurt?
He looks like he's bloodied at this point, yeah. There is visible blood pouring from his plate.
Okay. I can't. Damn it. I have 2 hit points. So,
Oh, buddy.
Damn
Damn it, could have gotten.
I guess like as a free action, like,
Get yourself to safety, lad.
If you said that, then I'm attacking.
oh, okay, I don't say it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah. If he says that, I'm going at him. There we go.
Let's see it. What's the roll?
16.
16. Dead on.
Bam!
Get him,
Give me
coach.
6, baby.
Owie. Okay, nice. 6 damage. He's not liking it. He's not liking it one bit. But he's still going towards Bartleby. Myrrel, your turn.
Okay. So does it seem like the Bjornlings have a handle on the guy? In the
Yeah,
street
they've
there?
definitely got him pinned down. They're big burly men, and you can testify that they can definitely pin someone down that they don't like. So he's in first hand.
Okay. I'm gonna rush back to, I guess, the chamber, and shoot at the first enemy that's I see, I guess.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you've got the one who's fighting against Bartleby and Rowley right now, so this would be the prime target, because Bayon's definitely got the other guy where he wants him.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna go for that guy.
All right.
23.
23 is a damn fine hit.
Is that a
Nice.
critical? Because it's a 19, or
Mm.
I don't know the bow's crit chance.
No, it would be a 20.
Yeah, no, not a level 1. I don't think you shouldn't have any kind of advanced criticals, but yeah.
I'm an old fogey playing by old rules.
Okay.
Back in
Damage.
my day, 19s were critical hits. Now it's always 20 business.
19 was a miss, and we liked it.
That's so fucking true. That's very accurate to some people here. Fantastic. 8 damage. Is that with? Yeah, that's with the +2, isn't it? Fantastic.
Yes.
Nice. An arrow curve locks its way into his like shoulder blade, chink of the arm, and he goes, and let out an almost inhuman scream. Bayon's busy. Black Iron Guy's gonna turn on Bartleby, and with this kind of like hiss, say, "You will die." And Bartleby, a 16 versus your armor class
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
is going to be 6 damage as he kind of catches you on a backswing with a whoop, whoop, and this wickedly huge cleaver just kind of comes in and just sort of catches you on a backswing, like I say, kind of like slicing you across your chest and digging deep into your chain armor.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Indeed. That's his turn. Bartleby. Recovering
All right, I'm
from
gonna retaliate. Can I still sneak attack if he's like facing towards me?
that. I
Because
believe
I'm still flanking him,
within
right?
if you're within 5 feet, then yes, you should get
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
I'm still engaged too, so.
Yeah, so 23 hits,
23 is definitely a hit.
7 damage.
Ooh, there's always that one extra sneak damage.
Right? Yeah. God
That's
damn.
weird. Okay, he's not dead yet, but he, you see, actually, you managed to like pare off a part of his black armor, you, yes, wickedly large cleavage.
Yeah, so like when he says like you're going to die, I'll be like,
You first, you ugly bastard.
I'll take you with me.
Rowley, your turn.
Oh man, if he just said that, I'm absolutely going full board to try to kill this guy.
Let's do it.
That's not gonna work, but
That's not gonna do it, unfortunately, no. So you thrust towards him, but it just kind of like clangs off his plate armor. Myrrel.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, yeah, take another shot.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
23 again.
Bring him down! Bring him down! That's a hit.
7 damage.
Nice. You see the arrow just kind of like into him, and he like stops for a moment, and you think he's about to topple over, but he just wrenches it out again and throws it down onto the floor. Somehow he's still alive. It's his turn. He's gonna swipe at Bartleby.
bring it.
13.
That's a miss.
Oh, swing and a miss. So this massive cleaver just kind of whooshes over the top of your head, and you realize that, you know, if you hadn't ducked in time, it would have taken your whole face off alongside of it.
Yeah, that was almost a hit.
And and it's your turn, Bartleby. He looks very weak.
I'm going for the finishing blow. No, I'm not.
Not
well,
like that.
I was,
Not
but
like
I
that.
got...
You went for it, but yeah, you missed. So you just kind of like try and get up towards him desperately as you're quite bloody at this point, losing energy and blood at the same time, trying to break through his armor, but it's just staying in place. Rowley.
Rowley stumbles forward and, seeing his buddy in trouble, attacked with a spear.
Do it. Let's do it. Oh, a 19's a hit. And you got the +2 damage calculated in that?
I do not. No, I don't.
Because that makes all of the difference in this scenario. There was literally 2 hit points he had left, and the flower power gets him. So tell me, how do you want to kill this guy?
As the spear comes through the guy, I want to turn him until I'm shoulder to shoulder with Bartleby. And I look over at Bartleby and say,
Let's send him along his way.
and just toss him off the spear.
Nice. So yeah, you just kind of like slice him through, and at the same time, Beorn rips off the head of the other one and turns back into a humanoid form, drenched in the blood of his enemies. After a moment of kind of like calming down somewhat, Beorn turns back to you as his soldiers begin to flood in here, taking away the bodies, and also bringing forth the captured Vossler. Who did not escape thanks to Mirrol. Beorn looks about him almost angry, still kind of like dying down that kind of blood rage which is upon him. He says,
I don't know who you are, but I thank you, my friends. You fought well.
And he goes into basically shake hands, but the most vigorous handshaking that's ever been done. Basically shakes your body. Yeah. He says,
So what's a man, an elf, and a dwarf doing in these parts then?
and his men are like dragging away the bodies of the dead at this point.
Did you not receive the raven?
Raven?
We're here on
He's
King
like-
Bard's regards.
Yeah, he kind of like moves in towards you guys, sort of rounding on you a little bit.
King's bards. We ain't got no raven. Not from those parts. Possible
Well,
early
the
enemy. Enemy could have
the
shown.
raven came from the Elven Kingdom. But we represent King Bard.
He like sniffs loudly and kind of like a dog kind of shakes himself off with some of the blood off his shaggy kind of coat, and says,
Very well. Well, you have my thanks for helping me at least two, scum.
and he says, bring forth him. And Vossler's kind of brought forth by his two men who have like punched him out and completely winded him. He's, please, my lord, please, I am a humble emissary. You can't kill me. And Beorn says,
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. Not yet. Not until I've everything about this dark emissary of yours and all of his friends. Take him away down to the pits.
And I said, no, my lord, no, please, please. He begs and whinges as he's taking away. You see him just being taken down to what you think might be a actual den of wolves to live with for a while. They won't let him die, but they will certainly let him be torn apart a fair amount. And Beorn like flexes his muscles, like cracks his neck.
It's been a while since I've had to do that. So, Frandwell sent you, did he? Or Bard? Which one was it?
Where,
I think it was Thandril, right? The Elf King guy?
Yeah.
Are we looking for Radagast?
Yeah.
Okay.
the Elf King sent us this way. We're looking for Radagast. We hoped you might be able to locate him or find him.
For what purpose are you seeking a wizard?
He looks a little bit suspicious of wizards, and that's not an uncommon thing.
Just a refresher, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
we're
been several
looking for
weeks.
him for like the corruption in the land of Mirkwood.
You
right?
have
the coming
yeah.
army.
The coming armies, the Barrow Whites have been unleashed by you guys in Red Vale.
Well, that's small details.
Yeah, they've gone to Minas Morgul. So yeah, you're looking for his help in fighting Radagast, but you also were hoping that he might be able to join in some kind of alliance.
Right.
Right.
Where seems the coming shadow in the Mirkwood seems to be creeping up, and there's the drums of war coming to the Barlings and the Elves. And your people too, I understand.
Well, we have had this emissary round these parts, and he seems like a fella that I don't trust. Do you know anything more about him than I do? Because all we've heard is entreaties from that worm there. Says he's some kind of rich king from a foreign land. More won't be said.
Did he say what king?
Oh, he didn't say what kingdom.
Yeah.
Where he's making you fight on the wrong side, Bjorn.
How so?
It seems the Dark Emissary is gathering orcs and trolls to invade and attack the realms. Whether or not the Dark Emissary is a king or not, we're unsure of.
Right. So my men have been deceived by tricks and lies.
Unfortunately, yes.
I smell orcs on that paper, and I know they're in my land. I'd like to do with this too. Is it orcs?
Rowley steps forward and he says,
Yes, your lord, there are orcs in your land. And there are also the young among you who are looking for treasure and adventure, glory, as young folk are often to do. I say that you use this to your advantage, and not in a conniving way, but in a way that reminds them of family and bond. You now have an enemy, one of orc origin. Turn those young. Make them face the enemy. There is treasure and glory to be had, and there is an enemy in which to direct it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the sound of that. You see, problem I've been having is the arguments what they've been making aren't so unreasonable. But if we can prove that there's orcs behind all this, then I think we could change a few minds round here. That Bossler. Oh, you just speak with him. Learn anything you can. Tell me what he squeaks up. And if there's some connection there that we can prove that there is orcs in the darkness involved, then I'll see what I can do about helping your people, though I make no promises.
And you'll tell us the whereabouts of Radagast?
I'll tell you where to find the wizard, though whether he'll see you or not is your own problem.
Kind of like contemplate on that.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case wherever we go.
Folks aren't kind to strangers in such times, and for good reason.
And he looks back at the dead bodies of the emissaries who are being taken away.
So forgive us for being a little less welcoming than days of yore.
Speaking of, did like one of their helmets get removed just to see what they are?
You could go and remove them?
Yeah, like before they dragged it away, I didn't mention it. But
Yeah.
I wanted to look at the
They
face.
seem to be human-ish, if somewhat like their flesh has been sort of like twisted and warped. It's very odd. You've never seen anyone like that before. They're clearly not like a man of Dale or any kind of man that you've seen before. They're far taller, first
Right.
of all.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah. And Bjorn doesn't seem to know either.
Not sure what they were, but maybe they're from some foreign land. Either way, Go speak to that worm when you get a minute, and hell, you can take these as your lodgings for now.
He looks around the kind of bloodstained room.
We'll get it cleared up a bit.
And he like slaps the heaviest hand slap upon your shoulders. And
If you need me, I'll be in my lodge.
And he kind of orders some guards to give you guys sort of like, these ones are all right. Sort of, you know, priority access. So we have to wait 2 days to come and see him. And basically, they set you up within this lodge of the dead emissaries. And you have your own rooms here after the best part of the rest of the day. You know, you kind of find a little homely spot here. A bit nicer than the tavern that you're in before. And the dog follows you there as well, Bartleby.
Yeah.
We really need a carpet to bring the room together.
Will, would we call this a sanctuary?
I would.
Nice.
I'll kind of like look at Rowling because he took a quite heavy hit. And I'll be like,
You're okay to stand, old man.
Stand, dance, whatever you need, Master Dwarf.
Well, I suppose we should be tending to our wounds before we present ourselves to King Bjorn.
We could. Or we could talk to this emissary. Send him on his way.
Well, I'm not one for talking too much, but I'll leave it to you and Miro.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to meta this, but Miro has a much higher charisma than I do. So
She's more of a people person. She gets
Oh
it.
gosh. Okay. Where was it? Was it like, could we get to it from this chamber?
Yeah, basically. I mean, yeah. You if you wanted to go and speak with Vossler, he's down in the what they named the pits, which they could kind of direct you to, which is basically a howling den of wolves. And Vossler has essentially been sort of ripped up quite nicely by the time he's coming back, and he's, please, thank you for letting me out there. And there are armed guards around him at all time, and he's just like above the pit, within kicking distance. If you wanted to kick him back down into the pit, he wouldn't die from it. And there's, please, you must see that there's been a big misunderstanding here. I simply
shut up. Now, if you wish to be free of this place, if you wish to run and feel the hair on the wind through your hair, tell us everything you know about this emissary. In front of these men. Tell them how he conscripts the orcs, how he gathers the darkness in the shadow for his own bidding.
You see, the thing is, I've never met the emissary in person, and that's the truth of it. His location was guarded from me. I was merely given the information.
By who?
Yes, foul servants of darkness, creatures.
Name them.
Orcs. They were orcs.
Raleigh looks over to the other guards that are there guarding him to make sure that they heard that he said it was from orcs.
I'll admit it, they were orcs, but you see, I was under a lot of pressure. If I didn't, they said they'd kill me, and so the only way that I could live was by spinning the lie, which I will never forgive myself for. I only pray that the benevolent Lord
You're running
Bjorn
your mouth.
will see to forgiving me for my crimes. For I haven't hurt anyone.
We forgive you. We forgive you. We forgive
do?
you. These Bjarnings, they forgive you too. They forgive you so much that they're going to give you a 30-minute head start.
What if I told you? What if I told you one last snippet of
what name I overheard that you will want to know. Then you'll just let me run free and I won't hunt me.
Let's hear how good it is.
The emissary, he does not work of his own volition. There is a higher power which commands him from foreign lands, one known as Agandawa. You can all roll me a history check. And he prays that he knows, that you guys know what this name means.
Oh, I got a 3.
Who? I got a what now?
A 16 and a 14. Rowley and Myrrell, you guys know that Agandawa is one of the lieutenants, former lieutenants of Sauron. And the fact that he is about, first of all, like alive and going around, like is grave news indeed. And that would mean that Arnor is in a lot of danger, most likely.
Arnor is the city they're in?
Arnor is the land to the west. On our map, it's... I'll go back to the one that you guys are on. It's... Arnor is this land here. It's like they call it the Lost Realm of Arnor. And Angmar is... Here was of old the witch realm of Angmar. That's the bad place. And that's where Agandawa is chilling, apparently.
Rally
I kind of,
leans
I'll kind
okay.
of look to them because I don't know who that name is. I'm just kind of see the grave look on their face.
Rally leans forward and he says,
Well done, emissary. You have earned yourself an hour head start.
He whimpers. And
and I look over at the guards and give him a wink.
yeah, they seem very appreciative of this. He just like scarpers and runs off. And he's like his leg has been like butchered by Myrtle's like arrow. No one's taken it out. No one's helped him with it. He's
like before he
wobbling.
kind of runs off, I just wanted to ask him like,
okay.
Where are the other Bjornlings that you converted?
To the west. Although they'll be long gone by now.
And he runs off again. And on that bombshell, as he runs away in comic fashion, that's where I'll wrap up tonight's episode, I think, of Adventures into Journey into Middle-earth. And we will call it a session there, my friends. As there are some grave news indeed abound in Middle-earth. So hopefully you guys here in chat enjoyed tonight's show. Tonight's shows, in fact. If you did, please do let us know, because unfortunately it's time for us to wrap up here. I've been going for 6 hours today. I'm sorry, Brittany. I know you only just joined in. But we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. And I'll be back definitely at 4 p.m. tomorrow night. So, I'm also on Arvin Elrond's channel at 12 p.m. EST, playing more Middle-earth. So, if you guys enjoyed it, let us know. And of course, let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? And where can we find one another? Online. We're also going to go and raid a friend of ours here in a minute, whose name is Madame Gandalf, for more Lord of the Rings-based shenanigans. So let's start with Revolver. Mr. Revolver, what did you think?
I liked it. There was a lot more combat this time around, which is fun.
Yeah.
And the politics of like Bjornings and whatnot. Plus, we had to compensate our strength with ingenuity and craft.
With
so
logic.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was
Fantastic.
definitely a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah, no, I liked that episode. I thought Bartleby had some good moments in that one in particular.
Yay. Yeah, that was fun.
And we can find you online places. Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm a late night variety broadcaster. I stream at 10:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6:30 in the morning, the European time. I do a lot of variety streaming, and you can find me on Revolver C at Twitch TV or Revolver C TV on Twitch.
Fantastic. Kira.
So much fun. Combat was great. I very, happy that I got to be all elf and badass at the same time and not make a fool of myself entirely, except when I thought I was invisible. But yeah, lots of fun. Oh, and that's a pebble.
Oh, that pebble. Also, shout out to Shonda's awesome artwork of that. I'll show it on
Yes.
screen for a second. Fantastic.
It's so good. Oh man.
And you stream as well, Kira, do you not?
I do lots of art. It's fun and chill, and you should come hang out with us.
Come hang out with it. Come hang out with the art. It's its own companion. Fantastic.
Come out for the art or for the cat. Come out for the cat.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, come out for
Come for the cat, stay for the art. Yeah. Oops, that is huge. Here we go. Oh, cats. And this is Shauna's artwork of the engagement I saw on Twitter. Thank you very much for that, Shauna. Greg! Yourself.
I'm going to tell you what, man. This episode was everything I wanted from the fact that I had a 3-week absence. This was so much fun. I mean, the battle, I swear to you, I haven't had this much fun in a battle in D&D in years.
That's
I
awesome.
thought for sure we were all dead. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I love playing this game. I love encounter roleplay. Will, dude, as much as I hate to say it, you rock, man. Dude, you really do a great job with this.
Thanks, bro.
I love it, dude. Grimjack21502 on Twitch and Twitter. You can see me and catch me again on Encounter Roleplay on Call of Cthulhu Wednesdays 1 to 4. Can't wait for that show. See me again here next week, man. I am loving this. I am loving Rally. I am loving all these guys. This is the best.
Fantastic. Awesome. So Josh and Mike will be joining us again next week. I'll be on Arvanella on the channel for more Adventures in Middle-earth at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which is 5 p.m. if you're in the UK. And we're going to go host and raid Madame Gandalf. And the way to do that is you go into their chat, over in their chat, which I'll link to you in a minute. We do hashtag encounter raid. If you're a beautiful sub, you can have an EIP gent. If you're not, if you're just a pleb, you can have an SM orc after that. You just go spam that as many fucking times as possible. Go follow her, give her some love. As she likes Tolkien stuff as well, and so do we. Let's spread some friendship, shall we? So we'll go over to her channel, give her some love, and give some spammage over there. So thank you guys so much for today's show. Thank you again for all the donations. Thank you again for all the follows and the subs, and all of the love as always. I'll be back again tomorrow for more of that. And until then, my friends, try not to roll too many net ones because I want to be laughing when you do. Good night. Bye.